Shabbat Shalom and Shana Tova. And yes, it is that time for the annual appeal. But before I get into that, I want to know how honored I am to be here on behalf of our Board of Trustees. As we gather here in our majestic sanctuary and through our live stream in the homes of people joining from every corner of the globe, on one of the most meaningful days on the Jewish calendar, many of us are reflecting on this year's High Holy Days theme, Panim El Panim, face to face, which urges us to look deeply at ourselves, our neighbors, and our community. Judaism, as we all know at its core, is a communal religion. It is a faith, a culture built on family bonds and civic responsibility. I know that all of you gathered here and on our live stream already believe that. Otherwise, you would just be home alone with a prayer book. But for Jews, our prayers are in the plural, across borders, across generations, and across theological differences. We pray not just for ourselves and our individual needs, but for our collective needs and those of the entire world. Community is our bedrock in times of celebration and joy, as well as in moments of loss and heartbreak. Standing in this beautiful sanctuary, I'm struck by the fact that Congregation Emanu-El broke ground almost 100 years ago on this site, at a time, just as today, when anti-Semitism was on the rise. Jews were subject to discriminatory quotas in colleges, law schools, and medical schools. We were barred from many private schools, hotels, and places of employment. The lynching of Leo Frank in Atlanta and the blood libel against Mendel Bialis in Russia a decade earlier were still fresh traumas. There were frequent reports of deadly pogroms in Europe, the Middle East. And in America, Henry Ford was fomenting anti-Semitism in his newspaper, the Dearborn Independent. Yet under the leadership at that time of Board President Lewis Marshall, Congregation Emanu-El built this temple, not only as a place of worship, community, and education, not just as one of the most majestic houses of worship in the world, not even to be the largest synagogue in the world, but as a bold and visible statement that we are proud to be both Jewish, that we belong here, and that we are here to stay. Our leaders at that time understood an enduring truth. The most powerful defense against anti-Semitism is building a robust community grounded in a dynamic and relevant practice of Judaism. That vision has shaped us into a congregation that serves not only as a spiritual home for our members, but also as a virtual sanctuary for tens of thousands globally, a nexus for education, dialogue, and the exploration of values like community and social justice that are so integral to our faith. We see the results of that vision everywhere. This year, the temple is once again buzzing with classes, clubs, volunteer opportunities, social gatherings, and prayer literally every day. At a time, as the New York Times reports, when many synagogues and churches are struggling with declining memberships, we are seeing an increase. We have returned to pre-pandemic numbers. Last year, we attracted nearly 5,000 unaffiliated young folks to Temple and Stryker outreach programs with a Judaism that speaks to their needs and their souls. Last night, we even sold out a 250-person dinner for young folks. We had a waiting list. We could not serve all. And unprecedented numbers of people in their 20s and 30s are becoming members. We're seeing a record number of young families walk through our doors, both our downtown and programs here are very active in demand. Our nursery school remains filled. Our religious school is innovating under new leadership, attracting new families to Temple Emanu-El who want to educate their children to be knowledgeable, engaged, and proud Jews. Every year, our clergy, as Rabbi Davidson said just a few minutes ago, are working with dozens of people who are choosing to become part of the Jewish people and this community. And while the board is, of course, delighted with these successes in reaching the next generation who will sustain our temple and our faith, I'm also so proud of our commitment to temple programs, connecting with, supporting, and caring for so many seniors in our community and members who are aging alone. Our impact extends well beyond the walls of the sanctuary, to our city, our nation, actively leading interfaith dialogue, dedicated to community service, and committed to civic engagement. We have become a powerful voice against anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism at an important time, while also advocating for pluralism and tolerance in Israel. These are facts, They're a testament to the transformative vision of this temple, the dedication of our clergy, staff, and lay leaders, and the leadership of Rabbi Davidson. It's what it means to be a part of Congregation Emanu-El, a beacon of tradition, innovation, a community of warmth and majesty. We're not just a congregation, we're a community. Yet the fabric of our community is sustained by more than just shared values, congregational prayer, programs and events, mutual support, and volunteering. It is also sustained through the generosity of you, our members. As many of you know, the membership dues we all contribute cover only about half of the operating expenses of our temple. From worship services to educational programs, from virtual programming to the physical maintenance of this sanctuary, the fiscal responsibility is immense. This is why we have the annual fund. It's not a luxury. It's a necessity that allows us to sustain this community, amplify our voice, and deepen our impact. It enables us to be a center for spiritual connection, a hub for social action, and a home for all who seek a diverse and engaged Judaism. Through your generosity, we can continue to open our doors, both literal and virtual, to everyone who wishes to come face to face with what it means to live a Jewish life today. So this Rosh Hashanah, as we stand panim el panim, let's pause to remember each of us has a vital role to play in sustaining this sacred community. You will find an envelope with a pledge card on your seat. For those of you who are joining us online, you will see a QR code on your screen. I urge you to give as generously as you can so that Temple Emanu-El continues to be here for all of us, for future generations, as a bedrock of tradition, a voice for innovation, a stronghold against anti-Semitism, and a caring community that aspires to be the highest ideals of our faith. Shana Tova, a good and sweet year to all, and may the year 5784 be a year of blessing, a year of community, and a year in which we continually come face to face with the best in ourselves and our community. On behalf of your Board of Trustees, thank you.